Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Wednesday. It is April 12th, 2023. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup. I hope you are all well. I hope you had a fantastic Tuesday. I hope you're looking forward to a great Wednesday. I hope you kicked or punched some things or some people with permission, of course. And I hope you're smiling. Who's here? Good morning, Nathan, Stacy, Jenny. There are more of you here, but that's who's in the chat right now. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to the rest of you, whether you are watching right now, perhaps you're watching in the future, watching the rebroadcast. I guess technically not a rebroadcast because it's just out there indefinitely. Whether you're watching live later or listening, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yesterday was an interesting day. The day started a bit better than Monday. I felt like I had things were rolling a bit better. I did some good work in the morning. Some of you, if you use Facebook or Instagram, probably saw the results of some of that work with some of the new ads that we have out. And about lunchtime, I ran out of steam. I didn't have clients. There wasn't much else that I had to do, and I was still tired. So I came home and I went to bed. I took a nap. The nap was helpful. And when I woke up this morning, I felt good. Like I really felt good in a way that I haven't in probably about a week. You know, one of the things I'm becoming aware of is the difference between me at my best and me at, let's say, 70%. And a lot of the things that I'm trying to solve professionally, the problems I'm solving either for clients or for Whistlekick, those aren't 70% problems. I've got to be 90+% to handle them. And they take a lot out of me. You know, trying to handle, how am I going to put these ads forward? Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning. No, you're the new one here. How am I going to solve these challenges when I go from, full brain, full bars in my brain to, 3/4? There's not a lot I can do. I can do email. Good morning, Gad. I can do a lot of little stuff, and I do a lot of other things. But yesterday I needed that nap. And it wouldn't have been that long ago that I said, you know what, there's no way I'm going home to take a nap. But I did. Because I'm not just looking at things, and maybe this is a sign of maturity. I don't know. You tell me what you all think. I'm not just looking at what did I do today? It's what did I do this week? What did I do this month? Am I on track to accomplish the things I need to for this year? The number one thing I'm working on right now is getting these programs rolling in a way that they make us some money. And I'm going to keep banging my face against the wall until I find a way that really works. Because I know they're good programs. Those of you who've done them know they're good programs. What am I missing? I'm missing something. And that's what I'm working on. That's not something that comes at the end of the day when I've done everything else. That's something that requires a fair amount of time and energy. So it's the first thing I work on. I'd love to hear about your Tuesday. What did you do? I also went to the gym, went for several walks. I got ready to plant some seeds. That will likely happen this evening. I don't know that I'll go to the gym because I keep putting off planting. I need to do it. So that will probably be this evening. But I'm looking outside and I see green coming through. I see patches of snow. It's exciting. We might, knock on wood, we might be done with snow. Here, let's take a look at the weather. When I looked yesterday, I hadn't seen anything. It's already 50, according to this. It's going to be 60 today. And the coldest temperature, okay, so we could, next Tuesday, we could see as low as 36, which could be a frost here. But holy cow, if we don't have a frost, this might be the earliest last frost we've had in a very long time. Of course, we're still a month, 5 weeks out from when our last frost could be, right? So I'm not planting anything. I'm not moving plants outside. Don't worry. I know better. But there's some great weather on the calendar. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be 80. Friday is going to be 76. Beautiful weather. Jenny says she taught Lilith how to play hopscotch. Stacy ordered praying mantises for this year. And Gad says this morning did my day 1 of knee clinic. Awesome. And got a Taekwondo training in. Good start to the day. That's great. And of course, for any of you doing any of the programs, I'd really love your feedback. There's a survey at the end of every program. Please fill it out. There's a link to a survey because that helps me improve that program and the other programs that are coming out. I'm still thinking about what I want to do for the next one. It won't be another rehabilitative one. It'll be another, probably, we might do something a little more intense. Because the most done program was the 30-day challenge at the beginning of the year. I may do something with some intensity built in, maybe a short version of fuel, a daily version of fuel. Nick says, ordered my first disc for disc golf. I'm excited to have that as something chill to do on nice days. It's great. Disc golf seems like a lot of fun. I've played a couple times and I did have a good time. It's not something I think I would do by myself, though. Although, now that I say that, because there are generally people, one of the things that I look for now is what's a thing I can go do that isn't going to be compromised by doing it solo, right? Like I can still play disc golf solo. And there are a lot of courses. In fact, somebody, the significant other of somebody in the improv group, class, I should say, we're not a group, but the class, he was saying that 2 of the most highly ranked courses in the world are here in Vermont at Smuggler's Notch. So that's kind of neat. I had no idea. But a lot of the towns around here have free courses in their parks. Cool. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Jenny says the 30-day challenge was a good program. Well, thank you. Stacy says, we'll do emails for the clinic started rolling in, and I'm planning on starting this weekend. Why not today? The whole idea of them being 10 minutes is that you can find time every day to do them. And I hope that once you kick off, you don't stop. Because it's not a program that is going to give you the same results if you do a day here and then you skip a day or two, right? These are meant to be done in sequence. The initial feedback on Knee Clinic has been very optimistic. I won't say it's been really positive yet. People seem optimistic because nobody's been at it long enough that I would expect they're going to see changes. Stacy's asking, what's the difference between a disc golf disc and a Frisbee? So Frisbees are fairly standard. You've thrown a Frisbee, I would imagine, and a Frisbee to a Frisbee to a Frisbee is pretty similar. But disc golf discs come in a variety of shapes. They're all round, I guess, but thicknesses, weights, probably types of plastic, sizes, because you use different ones in different settings as one might use a different golf club. If you're trying to throw the disc far, you're going to use a different disc than if you're throwing it short. And if you're trying to curve it, you might use a different disc. This is my understanding as someone who has played like twice. Nick says, sometimes I like to practice new things by myself to get the basics down, but most people I talk to say that the community is very welcoming to new people. I've heard that too. So I'm excited at the prospect of meeting new people as well. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So today I got a few clients planting stuff. What else? I don't know what else. I don't really think there is much else. Work in between. There's some email I got to get to. I'm not a big fan of email. Anybody want to be my professional email person? Just go straight on my emails. That's an AI use case that I would pay a heck of a lot of money for. If somebody could send emails and you could set a threshold and the body of information, you could set where the AI would grab the information from. I would turn it loose on all the podcasts. And you could say, if you're above this level of confidence in how to respond, you can respond. If you're in this range, propose a response, and I can edit it and train it. And if it's above this threshold, don't do anything and I'll deal with it. Because then you'd have all your spam deleted. And when people write simple questions about where to find something, you could direct them to where it is, because I get a lot of those emails. I hope somebody does that. That'd be brilliant. Stacy, I understand. I would encourage you to look at the first one. I think you're going to find that it's not nearly as cardiovascularly intense as you might be imagining. Because when I designed Knee Clinic, I wanted there to be as few barriers as possible for people. And so it's not a cardio program. There are things that build in that for some people are going to challenge them a little bit, but it is probably the most adaptable program that I've done yet. So a thought. I don't know if there's anything else to say. So we're going to switch gears. We're going to look at the quotes that Frank sent over. Thank you, as always, to Frank for all of your work. Thank you to Josh for our theme song. Thank you to Denise. Thank you to Denise for our audio. Everybody do me a favor, hit the like or the thumbs up for me, please. So we got some quotes today. I don't know what the theme is yet. We haven't gotten there. Fear, F-E-A-R, has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. Zig Ziglar. There's another acronym I've heard used as fear. What is it? False expectations appearing real. Right. For a lot of us, fear comes from, or I'd say most of us, fear is something that we are hoping doesn't happen. It could happen. For example, there are some things going on in the world right now that are causing me a bit of stress. They're giving me some fear. I am fearful of some of these things happening. But I can't change them. So I try to let them go. Fear in that context would be me saying, this is going to happen and I can't do anything about it. And then I become stressed about it. Could still not happen. So I'll just wait until it happens to deal with it. If it's even a thing I can deal with. Go away, calendar. But the two here, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. I think a lot of us as martial artists, when we start, we're more the runaway. When we spar, we tend to turn our back, right? We avoid, we hide. But the better we get, all right, let's do this. There's a lesson in here. There's progress. There's growth. Let me go after it. And the more we can embrace our training that way, the more we can embrace our life that way. Something that's happened for me in the last couple of years, which is blowing my mind when I think about it. I don't always close my eyes when people punch at my head anymore. It's only taken decades. But I mean people, like if we're working Superfoot stuff and jabs are coming in here, I don't know always. Sometimes I do. Probably still most of the time. But sometimes I still face, and because of my eyes are open, because I'm not panicked, I can defend better. Crazy, right? Actually, I have ideas for drills on how to do that, but on how to condition that. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you can face it if it's important enough. If the why is strong enough, you can face it. And you will. Jenny says, I had that quote hanging at my desk at the lab. I need to hang it up here at home. It's a great quote. Yeah, for sure. Good morning, Frank. You can do it. A comfort zone is like your favorite pillow slowly smothering you. That's a quote from our own Gad. Look at Frank pulling quotes in from the community. I love it. Comfort zone is like your favorite pillow slowly smothering you. Hey, Gad, you want to work together and make a shirt that has that on it? I think people might dig that on a shirt. There's nothing wrong with being comfortable. But if you want more, if you want to grow, if you want to be better, by definition, you can't be comfortable. Right? Where am I comfortable? Laying in bed, sitting on the couch, playing on my phone. Does any of that advance any of my goals? No. Not a bit. Whatever you want comes from discomfort. Anything you want comes from discomfort. What if I want to be comfortable? Well, you're probably going to have to let go of doing something else that you feel is important. That's going to make you uncomfortable. I have days where I am uncomfortable being comfortable. And that's where I should myself, right? Oh, I should get up and do this. I should. And I try to let go of those. It's okay. Balance is necessary. There are times when being comfortable is important so you can rest and recover and attack whatever the things are. If you've been through the fuel program, we build this around the concept of flurries. If you watch any combat sport, right, it's not full tilt the whole time. It's generally 10 to 15 seconds of intensity followed by breaks, right? I wouldn't exactly call being in a fight, even a combat sport fight, comfortable for periods of time, but it's the contrast. We have to have some of that contrast. And the more intense the flurries, the more relaxed the contrasting periods have to be. So the next time you're looking at doing something, the more important it is, the bigger it is, the more challenging it is, you probably need more preparation, more rest, more whatever that contrast is to do it. The most intense martial arts classes need the most recovery time, the most preparation time. All right. Gad, shoot me a message. We'll come up with something. I've got some ideas. And honestly, this offer goes to any of you. If you have cool ideas for apparel, I'll split the profit with you. Is there more I want to say on this subject? I don't think so. And our last one here. From Horace Greeley, who I don't know, but Frank, I'm hoping will tell me. Fame is a vapor. Popularity, an accident, and riches take wings. Only one thing endures, and that is character. Fame is a vapor. Popularity, an accident, and riches take wings. Only one thing endures, and that is character. And you know what? I need that reminder as much as anybody else. There are days, and it is not infrequent, where I look at Whistlekick and where it is and where I wanted it to be at this point, and I wanted it to be so much more and bigger. And there are days I get down on myself about that. There are days I wonder if I should throw in the towel. Monday was one of those days. Monday was a difficult day. But then some things happened, and I got what I'm going to call some signs that very clearly said, no, you do not give up. Okay, I don't give up. I'll keep going. But through it all, I've worked hard to remain a good person, to grow as a quality person, to help other people remain and grow as quality people. Because I think that matters. Horace Greeley was a former U.S. representative. One of the things I've talked about, and I don't know that I've talked about this publicly, but I've talked about this with others. But when I talk about martial arts and the martial arts landscape and the fact that there are plenty of people in it who dislike me or feel threatened by what Whistlekick is doing. One of the things I found interesting, one of these people was even very direct when they came to me with a conversation. I said, you know, I've never heard anybody say anything bad in reference to your character. I'm paraphrasing. But even the people who don't like me can't point to anything and say, oh, well, he's a jerk. He does. For some of them, it's jealousy. For some of them, they feel left out. For some of them, the work that we do holds a mirror to their face and they don't like what they see. It's all fine. But it's important to me that when I go to bed at night, that I not regret the way I've treated others. I put a lot of energy into that. And I believe that if nothing else, if Whistlekick never becomes the rousing, massive global success that I dream of it being, that at least people will, you know, anybody who knew me will say, you know what? He was a good guy. Because I think that's a pretty good consolation prize. So what do we do with this? There's a phrase that comes out of the Tony Robbins world. If you can't, you must. The things that are uncomfortable, you're like, not I can't do that. I can't fly. I can't fly a helicopter. I can't box Mike Tyson, right? Not those things. But when I started, and we've talked about this, when I started doing cold showers, which, by the way, 59 degrees today, and it just gets a little bit easier every day. It's amazing. And I'm going to I'll probably go to 58 tomorrow because 59 felt pretty easy. It's amazing what 1 degree difference can be. But when I started doing that, I was like, oh, I can't do this. Well, I can. Crow, stop pecking at my light. Hey, I can hear you. There's a motion light right there. I watched it fly. I can barely not see it, and I can hear it tapping at the plastic. Sorry, I will attempt to focus. Because it is difficult for me to get in the shower and face that cold water, I have to do it because it sets the tone for my day. Because I'm not going to let an inanimate object like cold water best me. And I try to bring that through the day with other things. Oh, I really don't want to do that. Okay, I've got to do that. I have to train myself that these actions aren't bigger than me. Maybe you're afraid of competition. You have to go compete. You don't have to win. You don't even have to practice, but you have to go. I don't like sparring, so I don't go to class on sparring night. You have to go. I'm not saying you have to go, but you should be telling yourself, I hope that you would tell yourself, well, because I can't, I must. I have to go. Because in facing that whatever, that's where the growth is. That's where the discomfort is. And progress comes from discomfort, not from comfort. If you only go to the classes you are comfortable with, you are not progressing as much as you could. I am not picking on the crows. Nick says, don't pick on the crows. They're really smart and have generational memory. I have no problem with the crows other than this hasn't happened for a while, but a few years ago, there was a good size clump of them and they were starting the day very loudly outside my window. Jenny says, suddenly there came a tapping, never settle more. That's funny. I would love to see a Whistlekick inspired version of the Raven. Somebody wants to write that. That'd be fun. So I hope this is a challenge for you today. Pick something. Pick something that is difficult and face it. And if it's something that you can't face today because it doesn't happen today, face it as soon as you can. Tell other people you're going to do it. If you don't like going to sparring class, tell your friends who do, I'm going to be at sparring class, and they'll be excited. And then go. And if you don't go, you have to go 3 more times. Right? You have to build some checks and balances in there with yourself. My check and balance when I don't take a cold shower in the morning, which happens once in a while, I feel lousy. Not physically, but Jeremy, you really let cold water beat you? I feel guilty. And that's enough that I do it the next day. Which would I prefer, the crows or the window bird? Oh, the crows. 1,000,000 times over. Window bird. One of the things I'll be doing probably on Friday is doing a first pass for nests in progress. Over the winter, I took down probably 4 or 5. And I know what their spots are. I'll get through and I'll remove them again. No nests. Keep your nests away from my house. There are plenty of trees to build your nests. Good morning, Brian. All right, looks like Jenny and Stacy are going to do a Whistlekick version of the Raven. Do it. If you do it, I'll perform it. How's that? I hope you have a great day. I hope that you take some inspiration from the things we talked about today. I hope that you will face whatever you are holding back from or afraid of or avoiding, even once, and even just one thing. It's a muscle. There's a skill. There's a conditioning that comes from approaching, difficult things. And the better you get at it, the better you get at it. The more you do it, the more it improves. You deserve that. Because while the couch is comfortable, your comfort zone is like your favorite pillow slowly smothering you. You deserve more than to be smothered. Everybody's excited. Cool. Go for it. I hope you have a great day. And I hope to see you tomorrow. If you want to support, if you want to get in on one of these programs, Knee Clinic, Kick Clinic, Flex, and the 30-day challenge are still out there. They're still available for free. And then we've got our, what I call our core four, Force, Flex, Fuel, and Fast, which are not email series programs. There's a whole guide and training sheets and everything that was developed for all of them. Those are all out there too. Check them out. I appreciate you coming by, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Peace.